What up, world? This is the Tankhead Moe Show, and I'm your host, Tankhead Moe. And today we got a powerhouse in the building. I'm talking about a woman who's not just talking about change. She's out here leading it, living it, and making it happen. With over 25 years of experience in healthcare and IT leadership, she's a nationally recognized force, honored with the 2024 Lifetime Achievement Award, and an honorary doctorate in humanitarianism. She's the founder of the Just Us Mental Health Foundation and the visionary behind the Black Men Mental Health Conference, creating real space for healing, growth, and empowerment in our communities. Not only that, she's a dynamic speaker, coach, advocate, and now a published author of the powerful children book, I Am a Coloring Adventure or Affirmation. Her mission, simple but powerful, to transform how we lead, how we heal, and how we empower one another. Family, I need y'all to help me welcome to the show the incredible, the inspiring Dr. Camillia Harris.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, that's me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Excuse the tankhead way.
Oh, it's okay.
I mess a word up in a minute,
It's all good. I'm just excited to be here.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming, man. And I tell you, I was so excited when I ran into you and you was like, hey, I want to come and do the show again. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, Any opportunity I get to share, inspire, talk about, encourage, I'm all for it.
Right. That's what's up. Like, what inspired you to become both a CEO, a mental health advocate? Was there a personal moment that shaped that mission?
So I like to say, if you tell God your plans, he'll give you his. So it wasn't on the top of my priority to-do list. It just arrived in my lap and I accepted the call. I lost my father tragically in 2019 to suicide. And in my navigating my own grief and wanting to create an app that can merge and speak to the healthcare community and providers, I actually heard God say, you just need to gather. And so I decided, what can I do to make sure that this doesn't happen to another man that looks like my father, which is another Black man.
Right.
Of course, mental health has no bearing on race.
Right.
However, I specialize in Black men.
Right.
Because of my father's loss. So that's really what spearheaded the entire calling for Just Us MH Foundation. And the whole concept of Just Us is, as I was creating and navigating on creating an app, the biggest thing that I think is lost in relationships or even trust is keeping it between just us.
Right.
And so that's where the name spearheaded from. Like, whatever we do, whatever we talk about, let's keep it just between us. And that Just Us speaks to the loss, the things that are missing with our Black men being able to trust, having that safe space, being vulnerable, because the thought of it staying just between us is what's scary.
Yeah. Oh, that's so amazing. And just hearing you talk about your father, I can tell he was a great man, and that's good. Like, it's not good that the way he passed and stuff, but it caused you to go into your calling. Yeah. That's so amazing.
I have a background in communication, so I love to talk. Growing up, my mom was like, your mouth is going to either make or break you, right?
Yeah.
And I just had, I can't wait to travel the world and speak. And I had no idea it would be this. I'm so certain and sure that everything I've done up until this point was specifically created for me to do mental health advocacy work.
Right. That's good, man. Like, what's one misconception people have about mental health in high-powered careers?
I think one misconception is that it's impossible that it'll happen to me. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just a little tired, or I'm, a situational anger. I think people miss the fact that any mental health concern that goes on ignored can become a mental health issue, a mental health diagnosis. It can lead to something far greater. So I think oftentimes just the lack of knowledge and thinking that it's not possible that it can happen to you.
Right. Yeah. And I didn't know much about mental health until I met like you and Sober Scooter. And I learned a lot just watching y'all and listening to y'all and, you know, learning things like, oh, that is mental health, like what I'm going through, you know.
Yeah. And I think that when people hear mental health, they think something's wrong. No, it doesn't mean it. You know, you have anxiety, depression. There's so many different layers to mental health. Lack of sleep can become a mental health concern. And I think the biggest thing is in the Black community, we never learned emotional vocabularies. You know, the only one that was attached to us is anger. Oh, he angry. So having the opportunity to just say, you know what, I'm sad, I'm confused, I need, you know, I don't have clarity, that wasn't received. So the emotional vocabulary and language we use was anger. Well, anger can become some very misaligned and powerful problems if it's not addressed, if it's not managed.
Right. Correct. Let's go there earlier. Let's go back earlier. Like, why do you think Black men still struggle to prioritize mental health in 2026?
2026, 25, 24, 23. I think that I truly believe, and of course this is always my opinion, I truly believe that men just don't have an opportunity to just be. And so, you know, when it comes to prioritizing mental health, that's the last thing on their list of to do. They got to be a dad, father, brother. They're the source of income, the resource for everything. They have to go out and be the champion in the world, come back and be the champion in the world. They never have an opportunity to just be. I think that's one of the biggest things. Like the fact of a man say, you know what, not today. I don't want to do that today. That's automatically attached to weak, not available. You know, it's so many trigger words that are attached to it that don't allow them to just self-care. Right.
And you just spoke on something that's very important. You spoke on self-care. And that's something that a lot of us men don't do. You know, because we don't know what that looked like.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think that's something very important that we do have to implement within our day-to-day.
You know what I'm coming to realize, because, you know, if you live long enough, you just learn tools of life. Sitting your phone down and not tending to it is self-care in 2026, right? That wasn't in 2019 and 18, but in 2026, I mean, you can literally go out and see a whole family at the table and they're all on their phones. Right? I remember one time I was headed out shopping and I actually was too far away and I left my phone. And I said, if I go back, I'm not going. I had the best day ever, because when you get a text, you respond. When you get a call, even if you don't take it, I got to call back. There's this expectation. There's this microwave society that we live in. You got to respond. You have to call back. And that plays a part in your mental health.
That's true.
And just not tending to your phone is self-care.
That's true. That is true. And you're absolutely correct. Especially when you're talking about families be out on their phone. And I be in environments like that. Where the person on the phone, everybody on their phone, nobody communicating, no type of intimacy.
Yes.
You know, so yeah.
Just the social skills is just dead. Your children texting you from upstairs, right?
Right.
The environment you allow is the one you create.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we definitely got to get back to the intimacy of communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You learn something every day. Like, what is something you know, but people aren't ready to hear yet?
Something that as far as mental health, that people aren't ready to hear yet, that you're probably dealing with something and not addressing it, talking about it. Most people are suffering in silence.
Right.
Yeah. And what they need to hear is that it's okay. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you need to be checked into a mental hospital. It just means that you may need an outlet. I know we push this narrative about therapy and counseling and things like that. Everything isn't a one size fits all.
Right.
You may have a confidant that you go to that can always pull you down, calm your emotions. And they're not even a licensed therapist. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't go, but it's not a one size fits all.
Right.
But having someone to talk to, being able to release those emotions in a safe environment, that's the biggest.
Right.
That's the biggest component to me.
Right. And that's a lot. When you said a safe environment, and I think most men don't want to, I want to say emotions, or they don't want to be emotional and tell what's really going on because they don't feel like they're in a safe environment.
Correct.
Yeah.
The fact of possibly weaponization is real on both ends. It's really real. And the minute you lose that trust factor that I can share something with you and it doesn't become a topic or table topic at other places is, when that happens, you lose that trust.
Right.
So vulnerability is out the door. Coming to you when a man coming to a woman when he's in that emotional state and expecting her to hear him is out the door. Like you kill it. Trust is important.
Very.
If you create it and it withstands, it's an amazing thing. But the minute it's broken, it's kind of hard to repair.
Yeah, that's because it can, like you say, in the wrong hands, it can be deadly.
Ooh, I share my secret with you. I think the only person I can share a secret with right now is my puppy. Oh, yeah. Who is he going to tell?
You're right. Yeah. That's so true. So you created the Black Men's Mental Health Conference. What moment made you say, enough is enough, we need this now?
Definitely losing my dad. Need this now is when I said, Mother, tell me about Daddy's childhood. And she was like, I don't really know about your dad's childhood. I said, what? Because I don't either, right? So a father of 8, 5 by my mom, married with a woman for 20 years when he passed, and nobody knows nothing about his childhood trauma. A childhood is a happy time period.
Right.
Typically, when you can remember, go back to things, you can talk about the memories and things like that. So when you do not share and you have no indication of giving any reference point to your childhood,
right,
there's obviously something there that's dark that you don't want to talk about,
right,
whatever the case may be. Again, my assumption. And so I said, how many more people were like that? How many more men are just like that? I feel like on the day that my father took his life, and he took a woman's life too, so it was a murder-suicide, I feel like she was just a casualty of war. I just feel like on that day, everything that happened, didn't happen, failures, didn't do right, everything arrived on that day. Right. And he made the decision that it's easier and better for me to leave than stay.
Right.
So witnessing and seeing that, I said to myself, there's so many more men that are experiencing this,
correct,
that are suffering in silence, that are afraid to just say, you know what, I need someone to talk to. So many more men. As we sit here today, would my dad have came to a Black Men's Mental Health Conference? I don't really know. I know a lot of men are dealing with things that have happened to them, right, and they have nowhere to share it, no place that gives them the opportunity to share it. But if you create it, you'll be surprised how many people show up and have something to say.
Right.
And that's what has happened.
Wow. Because I know this is the best time in the world that is needed within the past few years, even now. It's so much going on in the world. and especially the young guys out here definitely need it now, because they don't have a care in the world.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
They have no fear.
No fear.
Lack of integrity, morals, principles, all those things that we learned growing up.
Right.
They're so small, right? But now that we look at where we are in 2026, the fact that they're missing, you're like, man,
Yeah.
if some of these kids just knew the basic principles of respect.
Yep.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Just imagine. Now you can't say anything.
Right.
You're just like, let it be.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, and they are very bold in letting you know they fear nothing.
Right.
And where there's a lack of fear, it's detrimental. It's destruction.
Very. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's falls back in that mental health stage.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of, especially in the Black community, I think it is important for us to stop celebrating single households, stop celebrating men being absent. Speaking on women, if that man wants to be in that child's life, let him. It bothers me when a woman says, I celebrate Happy Father's Day. That there's a reason why God created man and woman.
Right.
And the fact that we are celebrating the absenteeism of a father is the reason why things are the way they are.
Correct. There's
structure that comes with a dad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the capabilities of man and woman is the same, but we are equal, that we are equally the same. Right. Come on, man. But that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother storyline. Yeah. But when we start respecting and loving the fact of the presence of a man in a household and what he brings to a child, right, and the fear that he instills in a child, we can start to regain our families.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like you said, we have to stick together because we are put here for a reason, and
correct,
we have our own God gave us our own rules, or mm-hmm, however. I'm trying to get the word out. I can't get the word I'm trying to get, but it's certain things a father can do that a woman can't, the mother can't do, and there's certain things the mother can do spiritually that the father can't do.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so it's certain ways we can talk to kids and they can feel it spiritually.
Correct.
And the mom do the most of the nourishing.
Yeah.
And so it makes a difference.
Yeah, it's a dual responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
But some reason when relationships end, that vengeance and that resentment and that anger, a woman wants to make sure he has no presence in the child's life. And,
right,
it's so many factors, right? I'm not negating anyone's pain or what their experience is, but there's a reason why a child needs a mother and a father.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we can stop something, not to go off track, but we can stop some of the mothers basing everything off money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Child support.
There you go.
But believe it or not, the system created that.
Right.
Right? If you think about
to
it.
To destroy the family. Yeah.
If you're married and you go to court, the first thing we want your financials, we want your financials.
Right.
So even if that wasn't your thought, now you're like, I can get. Right. And especially if he has done something or she has, it's like, I want everything that belongs to me. Right. So sometimes I think it's systemically created to create the divide. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I used to make sure my kids saw what I was sending.
Oh, yeah.
I used to write the check and you put it in the mailbox. So when your mama say, he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. When I got divorced from my son's father, the lawyers that had you fighting and spending all kind of money. And I remember I said, I was never raised to fight for money. And I'm like, whatever you deem necessary, that's what it'll be. Well, I ain't never going back to the courtroom. And, they'll tell you, you can go back every 3 years. Right. So if you think about it, it's systemically created to create that divide and that anger and that resentment. And it just never go away. Child 18, 20, child 35 years old, and you got back child support. Right. So, yeah, it's, we have to do a better job at being a face of what we want to see. Right. Yeah, being the change we want to see.
So the system have done good at causing destruction.
Facts.
Throughout the family. So
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need assistance. The father can't live there if you want it. You know, like if you think about it. But what if he needed to?
Right. Right.
A whole family can go through the state of despair and a financial struggle. Why is it that you're only willing to help if the father is not present? That is the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that is the craziest thing.
Yeah.
But it all come back to mental health.
Always.
Yeah. So, but that's one thing, like people like yourself are very important for people like us on the outside. Very important, and to teach us how to deal with things or seeing certain signs when we are going through those type emotions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's yeah. If healing was easy, what would people have to give up that they're not willing to? Like if healing was easy, what would people have to give up that they're not willing to give up?
If healing was easy, what would they have to give up?
Yeah.
Let me understand that question.
Willing to. Like
you can heal if you give up this.
Yeah.
Sex. Cell phones. Social media.
Right.
You know, if we talk about the right now, if healing was that easy, I think people I think those are some categories.
Yeah. The next part will be hard. But you're right. That comes with discipline.
It comes with discipline. Yeah. But even that comes with emotional connections, spirits.
Yep.
There's a lot tied to that.
Right.
You know?
It is. Spiritual connections definitely.
Of course. Yeah. You think murder-suicides don't occur just because he took her out on a date.
Right.
Most of the times it's, there's a bond, there's a connection that the person can't see themselves without it. You know what I mean? I just seen today that a vice mayor, or however they say her name, her husband took her life. She was a vice mayor. Oh my gosh, I just read the whole story. I forget what state. It's all over the news right now. Murder-suicide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mental health.
And he called the brother. And then he said, why did you do it? He said, I just couldn't take it no more. Yeah, whatever that means, right? Couldn't take what?
Right.
The mind is a terrible thing to waste. When you have a turbulence in the mind and you do not know how to separate the voices and separate the thoughts, because any situation can take your mind there.
Right.
You know how powerful it is to carry it out?
Right.
That's the real power.
Real thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I used to hear, growing up, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. I'm like, how do you waste your mind? But I get it. It's a terrible thing to waste. And the biggest control and strength is when you can rearrange your thoughts. I like to say rearrange. Rearrange your thoughts. Right. Because the mind is in constant thought. The minute you wake up in the morning, you got a thought.
Right.
If you can sleep.
Yeah. That's true.
Idle mind is dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous. So everything starts and finishes with our thoughts.
Because but like you were saying, we can go back to the man when you said murder-suicide, and sometimes we never talk about the lead up to, and not to go off topic, but it seemed like sometimes you wonder, like, was he trying to tell her something, but she wasn't receiving it, and it turns into an argument, like, I need help, but I don't know how to,
So I've had two friends that have been murdered by their husbands. My best friend that I do the conference with in Dayton, Ohio, the reason why we do it together, that one's very unique because she's the living story of my father's story. So she was shot in the back and the hand by her boyfriend, and he shot himself in the head, and they both lived. Whereas my dad and the woman he killed, they did not. most of the time it's when she's leaving, when she's decided, I don't want to be here anymore.
Right.
I don't want to be together anymore. Right. That's most of the time. I don't know if men actually come out and say, I need help.
Right.
Where, depending on how far it get, if it's believable.
Correct.
Right? Because sometimes once it gets to the place where the other person is ready to go, it can be considered a form of manipulation. Like, oh, you only want to get help because I'm leaving. Right. Most men are drawn to therapy so they do not lose their significant other.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's about territory. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember this right here made me remember about going to camp. I went to this camp called the EMAS House, and it was over in Zone 3 over in Summerhill.
Okay.
And I remember we was going to camp. We used to go. I know one of them was in Cave Springs or something. It was inner city kids, free camp because we was poor. And I remember my first time on the bus, we had this man right next to the school bus, outside the madhouse, by some woods, had the knife up to the lady neck.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and he dragging her in the woods and stuff. And I'm a young boy, and we all looking like, but we young. So it's not done and what's really going on, but it was so crazy because in the environment we stayed in, we seen killing, but we never seen a man do something like that to a woman. It was always men, robberies or people shooting, So that right there always been in my head, and I remember how to do the little afro.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I still remember that.
Yeah, it was traumatic.
It was traumatic, yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
but you know what's interesting about what you just said? So a child sees that, but there's no talking about it. There's no therapy after that. That can traumatize you for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think we have a lot of ignored childhood issues that exist in the Black community. Right. So if little Timmy was killing cats and dogs when he was 6 and 7, what you think he gonna do once he get older? But you'll have little Timmy killing cats and dogs. Right. And then when he commits a murder, when he gets older, you have the same mother saying, but he's a good kid. Right? Yeah. But he had behaviors in his childhood that were ignored. Right. Because those behaviors are not normal. You know what I mean? Right. It could have been curiosity. Maybe he wanted to see what the intestines look like. I don't know. But as parents, we have to quit ignoring behaviors and think that nothing's wrong.
That's true.
Yeah. And I think that just stems from the Black community, like they're being ashamed, being embarrassed, not wanting to admit it. I think we're better now, right? But there's still that stigma of a shame. There's still that stigma of being ostracized, like, oh, something wrong with them. Whereas you actually probably have an opportunity to help your child become a functioning adult man and woman. That's right. But if you ignore some things, it's gonna it's going to turn into something as they get older.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I can go back to some stories I grew up with. One of them went to jail for murder, and the mom was always, "Nah, you do this." My mom said. My mom gave the okay. Dad wasn't there either. So the mom said, "Nah, you do whatever you got to do," and he did it.
Wow.
So you know what I'm saying. So it starts at home, but it's the power of the mom's voice sometimes.
Power of words.
Words, yeah. Yeah. So I can see that, like when you said, like you start off doing things early, and it leads up to.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, it really does. And I think that we just have to do a better job at it. But now our children, it's exposure. Whatever you're exposed to, without proper guidance, it can alter the direction you take in life.
Correct. That's true. All right, finish this sentence.
Okay.
Black men don't need more. They need more. So black men don't need more. They need more.
Black men don't need more sex. They need more therapy. Because black men think that sex is the cure to any problem that they have. Men, not black men. Men.
True.
Yeah,
That's true. And that's so true.
it is.
That is so true. I'm gonna tell you this, I gotta be honest with you. I remember being younger because growing up in Atlanta, it was all about being a player. And we learned, and when I was growing up, that's when on Stewart Avenue and all, it was all about pimping and stuff like that. But it was about being a player, and I remember one time I got hurt by this. So and after that, I was like, I'd never be that hurt. Like somebody stuck me in my heart, and I taught myself, and I was sexually active because that's what it was all about, But when I taught myself how to go without, it's like that's when I took control.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
it's power.
it is.
It's power. It is powerful for a man to withhold himself from sex.
Right.
The power he takes back, because the lack of discipline sexually, oh man, it's just it's just a breeding ground for infidelity, being promiscuous. But I understand that that's a behavior at a young age for boys, where the more you have, you the man.
Right.
You know what I mean? You the man. And if you never unlearn that, you 65, you still the man. Right. You done lost 2 marriages and you still the man.
Right.
So at some point you have to mature.
Right.
So a lot of it still ties back to mental health.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
It does. And I do wish this though. I was like, sometime I do be wishing God is, I know he's spiritually here, but I wish he was physically here so we'll know how many wives and women we supposed to have.
Oh my gosh.
Cause just I'm just saying, cause why, like it's so many beautiful women. You see what I'm saying? Like was that the setup? You know what I'm saying? Like cause it's like you tie yourself down, then here comes somebody else. Here comes somebody else. You like, so it's like that's
a double-minded man is unstable in his ways. At some point, just period. It's discipline,
right?
Because it can be both things. Like you may think it's a whole bunch of women. I may think it's a whole bunch of men.
Right.
But
it's the right one.
I'm not turned on by every man that passes by.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not. Is he attractive? Yeah, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Right.
I mean, I personally feel that men they're going after married women, unmarried. I mean, it's off the chain. I just think that it's just discipline.
Right.
It's discipline, because if you are spiritual and you go by biblical perspectives, then it states in the Bible, after thou shalt not commit murder, thou shalt not commit adultery. So there's a reason of all the commandments, that one's there. So it may be why he said, let me put that there, because Tank, 55 bad women gonna walk in front of you right after you get married. You know what I mean? So there's a reason why he has that there.
Right.
But at some point you have to know and feel what's more valuable.
Right.
Yeah.
But he also says, love thy neighbor too. Oh
my gosh. That's so funny.
You said that one up, right? Is vulnerability a strength, or has it weaponized against us?
Black men. it is a strength, but it has been weaponized with black men. And I think that's why black men have been afraid to be vulnerable, to be open, to tell the woman that they're with, listen, I'm experiencing some things, I'm feeling some things, because of fear of her weaponizing it, the fear of her demeaning his manhood, tearing him down. So absolutely. Absolutely. And that is one major factor too, as to why black men are not open about what they may be feeling and what they may be experiencing.
Right. I do want to say this. Now, it's real.
I don't know what you're about to say.
Right. But I know a lot of men do go through, what's the word? I think we mentioned that, what high blood pressure can cause for you not to be able to have
erectile dysfunction.
And a lot of men have mental health issues from that.
Yeah.
So,
what's interesting about that? I think it's just a lack of knowledge. I think it's a lack of preparation for those stages of life. Because if you live long enough, you're going to experience some things with your health, with life, just period. Like, that's just the natural ordained order of living. A lot of black men don't go to a doctor.
Correct.
So you don't know that there are things that you can do naturally that can assist you when that problem does arrive. You know what I mean? You, like you say, you can get erectile dysfunction from taking blood pressure medicine, right? You can fall and break your leg. And next thing you know, you can't get up no more. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I think, one, we're losing a lot of our men to hypertension.
Correct.
Because of that reason. Like, I don't want to take that because I ain't going to be able. Well, they have natural supplements that you can take, Because who knows that you may reach 65 and have erectile and it's not from high blood pressure. I don't know the number, right? But I'm just speaking hypothetically. So there's so many preventative measures. There's so many things to know and learn. And I think we have to become more educated about our bodies, the natural essence of it, the things you can do to counteract naturally. So, yeah.
But those are the things, I'm being honest, those are things a lot of men are afraid to speak about.
Oh, I know.
And, they'll shut down. Like, now they'll whisper it to amongst us and be like, because I know some guys that go through stuff like that, man. I don't, but just listen to it get me in fear sometimes,
And then that's the maturity of the woman you with too, right? I can't speak for all women, but I'm the woman that's like, let's talk about that. It's okay. Let's go to the doctor, see what we can do. You know what I mean? Like, life is not all about sex. For me, it may be, but it really isn't. Like, when you live long enough, you tend to appreciate the things that are not even, surrounded by intimacy. It's moments. It's being able to sit on your porch and watch your kids, grandkids play. It is the simplest things that you end up valuing way more than that trip to Hawaii 10 years ago. It was racing my cousin down the street. You'd be some, you know what I mean? So I think we have to be more inclined to what really matters. What really matters. And the healthier you are, the longer you live. You can be here for your grandkids. You can create memories and moments. You can build generational wealth. But if it's only about erectile dysfunction, you're going to miss half of what God has for you. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But I know that's a touchy subject. That's a touchy subject because men are not knowledgeable about it and some women aren't either. Right. So it's like, dang, what's wrong? That response is everything to a man in that moment.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So women, we have to do a better job at it too.
Right. And you spoke about grandkids. I have a grandson and a granddaughter. She stays in California. And my grandson, Kyer, stays here. And I watched him not a few weeks ago. And it's amazing. It was like watching my son all over again, and then you start seeing some of his actions or some stuff you may done, you can tell the bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was like you was saying, just
being here and being present.
Being present.
But you like, I got erectile dysfunction. You gonna miss your grandson riding a bike because you couldn't get up last. Don't get me started.
Hilarious. Oh man, if you can sit down with your younger self, what's one truth you'll tell yourself about healing?
I would tell myself that you are not going to be exempt. And I can say that so candidly because I came to Georgia at a very young age of 17 for college. And I didn't have any childhood trauma or whatever, but nobody also sat me down and told me about heartache, heartbreak. You know what I mean?
Right.
But so talking about healing wasn't a conversation in my household or in my upbringing, but life is going to happen.
Right.
And I really, when some things happened to me when I was, passing through my adulthood, I was like, oh, I can't believe that happened to me. Like, I was really oblivious to the fact that that type of stuff would happen to me. Because if you don't see it, you don't know it.
That's right.
If you wasn't exposed to it, you don't know that it exists.
That's
right. And I think my level of how I handled it hurt me far greater because I didn't think that was supposed to happen to me.
Right.
So I thought I was exempt. I literally did. So I would tell myself, you're not exempt from life challenges and hurdles and hardship and failed relationships.
Right. And I catch myself telling my daughter sometimes, don't be out here naive. Yeah. Not thinking stuff could happen to you. And I try to get her the street part of how us men move, and one thing she always got from me is love. So she don't have to go looking to a man to say, oh, he loved me.
Correct.
No, she know her dad from laying her on my chest when she was a baby until now, and she got a certain way she called me dad, just like all my daughters do. So
I love that.
Yeah, so, but I always tell them, don't be naive. Don't believe everything you say.
Love makes you naive.
Yeah.
Love make you do some crazy things.
Yeah.
You were like, I loved him, but I wasn't in love. Then why did you? Woo, don't get me started.
Oh man, because I tell them stories I did growing up. I told girls I love them just to, yeah, until I got hit in the back with a brick, and I learned, so that love is real
it's
powerful.
a powerful thing.
Oh, it get you hurt
every time.
that brick didn't show no love.
That is so funny.
Yeah. So I try to get them, a little real, street side, because they ain't gonna get that from their mom. But,
try to give them insight, but it's crazy. Even with all the insight that you give them, it's still their own journey. Right. They still have to go through the process of living.
So your book is about affirmation. Do you believe words can actually rewire a personal reality? Like, so let me see. I want to say. Should I say it again?
Go for it.
All right. I said your book is about affirmations. Do you believe words can actually rewire a person's reality, and how? Like,
oh yeah. So I say this with, not because I read it, because I know it. Right. I actually, part of my life and living, I operate group homes for children in the foster care system. So I deal with children that have suicide ideation all the time. So I've talked to the kid. It's like, I'm just going to kill myself, Miss Camillia. And I'm like, okay, well, think about that. What would that do? Like, you're powerful. The world is waiting for you. There's people waiting for you to show up and give them the insights to life. So words can make or break anybody. but it can also give you a different perception of a better life, a better thought process. So absolutely. Yeah. If I have a child telling me, you know, I just want to take my life or something like that, I'm like, well, you should do it then. Because that's what, you know, a child or even an adult, it's like, well, in those words is I'm giving off the indication that you don't matter. I don't care. You're probably not needed anyway. But if I change that, like, I need you. Like, life is important with you here. It can. Does it work all the time? Depends on how far the mind has gone.
Right.
Because the small moments I had with my dad, I'm like, Daddy, we can get through this. I need you. He's like, you can't save me. And that was the first time he held fast to his truth.
That's deep. Yeah. What's one affirmation every black man should say daily, even if he doesn't believe in it?
I am enough no matter what I'm capable of. And the reason I say capable, because sometimes you're in relationships, just in life, and the world has this false perception that what you expect from someone, that they're capable of fulfilling it. Yes. And everybody don't have the same capability. Right? If you never knew a dad and things like that, you may not know the capability of being affectionate and telling your child, I love you, baby, you a princess. You may not know that. So oftentimes we are expecting something from someone where they don't even have the capability of giving it because they never had it themselves. Right. So I think every man should say, I am enough despite my capabilities.
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, I didn't have a dad either. So everything I learned, like me and my brother talk about that, we learned with trial and error, because we grew up in that stage where parents didn't really say I love you much. Oh. So, and my dad wasn't around, but he recently come around after he gets sick. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so I just make sure I tell my kids I love them. Even my oldest son still do it. Hey, Pop, just call to tell you I love you. Yeah. You know, and even to him, if I still can kiss him on the forehead, I will.
Yeah. Yeah. It's important. Oh, yeah, it's important. Even with the small little thing you stated about your dad, we have to learn how to forgive. Yeah. Because oftentimes people just don't know. Right. They just don't know. Right. You know, when you lay down and have a child, you don't know. I mean, when you lay down with a woman and have a child, lay down with a woman or vice versa, you don't know you're going to have a child, right? Right. And so everybody don't have the tools to become the parent that people expect them to be. Right. You only can do things based on your capabilities.
That's facts. What legacy are you trying to leave, not just professionally, but spiritually and culturally?
One of the biggest lessons that I would consider a lesson, when I get dressed and go down my steps every morning, there's a sign on my wall that says, "In all the things you do today, be kind." Kindness goes so far. Just a gesture, a hug, "How you doing today?" can save someone's life. Right. The legacy I pray and hope that I leave will speak to the character that I've carried. It will speak to the kindness and the generosity that I've exchanged with no expectation of a return. I hope to leave a legacy that speaks to the fact that we are all equal. We are all going through things. We've been through things. And one of just learning what forgiveness is. Right. It is so much anger. Right. So I like to leave just the legacies of life. Yeah. Legacies of life, loving, forgiving, being kind, being of good character. Right. The things that I teach my son. Right, yeah. Be of good character. And all the things you do every day, give. It doesn't mean financially. It doesn't mean, a hug. You can walk in a restaurant and look at someone and say, you know what, God bless her. Yeah. When you walk in someone's home, leave a gift. Right. Not a physical gift. Leave a gift of your presence. Be kind. Give them a hug. Tell them you look good today. Right. Ask them, how are you doing? Right. Right. That was some good ones. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We had fun chopping it up. Yeah. But
Now it's time to turn up the heat.
Oh gosh.
This is part of the show.
Let's go.
Tankhead Hot Seat. Are you ready?
Hot seat?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta respond fast.
However you want to do it.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Healing or hustle? Which one do black men choose too often?
Hustle hard.
Therapy or silence?
Silence. This is all relative to the black man, right? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, silence.
Black man. Strong black men or emotional suppressed black men?
They're both.
Right.
Yeah, they're both. But if I had to state the current state of their mind, it's the suppressed. Mm-hmm.
What's more dangerous, ego or trauma?
Ooh, because there's a lot of egos underground. Oh, that's so equal. That's so equal because the ego is the reason why they don't want to address the trauma.
Right.
Trauma.
Love or respect? Which one do men need more to heal?
Respect. Yeah. People can love you all day long. I mean, people can say they love you all day long, but respect goes far greater.
Finish this.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest lie black men were told is
boys don't cry.
One word. Mm-hmm. What's killing our mental health the fastest right now?
In one word?
One word.
Pride.
Vulnerability. Power or risk?
For black men, it's risk. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is success hiding pain? Yes or no?
Is success hiding pain?
Hiding pain.
Oh, no. I mean, let me understand that again.
All right. For black men, is success hiding pain? Because, sometimes when people have money, they tend to hide.
Oh,
pain.
Yeah. I have no idea why people think that money can cure trauma or health issues or, anger, depression. It can't. You cannot pay for depression to go away. You got to do the work. So, yeah.
He did it. Yeah. Who fails black men more, society or family?
Family. Yeah, you can never go outside your door and your family can tear you down all day long.
Right.
They can not give you the things you need all day long. Yeah, family for sure.
Okay, all right. So you survived the Tankhead hot seat. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. All right. This part of the show, let the people know where they can find you, what you got going on, all that good stuff.
So I am on Instagram, but first let me talk about the foundation, Just Us MH Foundation. You can find us at www.bmmhc.com. When you go on there, you can find and see where all of our conferences are. The ones that we have done at our past. You can look at the past videos. We are on Instagram at BMMHC1. We are on Facebook at Just Us MH Foundation. So yeah, that's where you can find them. And if you want to know all things about Camillia Harris, which is the conferences, the conferences, the books, just insight to who I am and all the things that I do, you can find me at www.camilliaharris.com. That's CAMILLIAHARRIS.com. Yep.
And for the people, when you that see me out with the shirt that says it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
That's the shirt from Dr. Camillia. That's a Just Us shirt. And people are like, where you get that from?
Yes.
I love that shirt.
Oh, you gotta let me know.
And it's good quality. Yeah.
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 It's so important for the people that are right here in Georgia to know that our 4th annual conference will be coming up on Saturday, July 26th at the City of South Fulton Arts Center. It's our 4th annual here in Georgia, but at that time, that will be the 17th successful conference that God has allowed me to bring to life.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. And it like, and those conferences be sold out too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The interesting thing is that we, with the help of sponsorships, I'm able to keep the conferences free. However, sometimes when the ticket is free, the commitment level is low. But we tend to have about 100 people.
Yeah.
We're coming up on our 4th annual in Dayton, Ohio. Last year was standing room only. I'm looking for that too.
Right.
So we have Dayton, Ohio, Saturday, April 18th. We have Atlanta, Georgia, July 25th, 2026. We have Columbus, Mississippi, September the 19th, 2026. And looking to put Detroit, Michigan on the calendar in Houston, Texas.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited.
And all I ask is y'all get out and support Dr. Camillia.
Please.
Do whatever you can to support her. She have a lot going on. She does a lot of things out in the community. Like I say, she's a very powerful woman. You going through anything, just go to her website. Yeah. We'll have it out on the screen and stuff like that. And like I say, it's about the peace. It's about the Tankhead way. It's about the truth, the peace, the truth, the Tankhead way.
I love it.
Peace. If you like this episode, please comment, like, share, and subscribe.